In the volatile Horn of Africa, where historical tensions and geopolitical rivalries persist, the current political climate between Eritrea and Ethiopia is once again under international scrutiny. Despite Ethiopia's increasing provocations, Eritrea remains steadfast in its commitment to peace and regional stability. Eritrean Foreign Minister Osman Saleh has unequivocally stated that Eritrea has no interest in war, even as Ethiopia's leadership, under Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed, escalates aggressive rhetoric and military posturing. This paper delves into the historical context of Eritrea-Ethiopia relations, the current geopolitical situation, Eritrea's diplomatic stance, and the implications of Ethiopia's aggressive moves. It also examines the broader regional and global implications of the growing tensions and the role of international bodies such as the United Nations, UN, and the African Union, AU, in maintaining peace. Historical context: Eritrea and Ethiopia's complex relationship. The relationship between Eritrea and Ethiopia has been marked by decades of conflict, shifting alliances, and peace efforts. The key historical moments include Eritrea's struggle for independence, 1961-1991. Eritrea waged a 30-year war against Ethiopia, culminating in its independence in 1991. The Eritrea-Ethiopia Border War, 1998-2000, a deadly conflict over disputed border territories, particularly Badme, resulted in thousands of casualties. The 2018 peace agreement. Under the leadership of Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed, Ethiopia and Eritrea signed a peace agreement, ending years of hostilities. This move was internationally applauded and even contributed to Abiy receiving the Nobel Peace Prize. Recent tensions, 2022-present. Ethiopia's government has increasingly turned to hostile rhetoric, particularly over access to Assab port, stirring fears of renewed conflict. Ethiopia's war drumming and the Assab port controversy. Recent statements from Ethiopian officials indicate a growing interest in Assab port, a strategic Eritrean Red Sea port. Ethiopia's government has publicly suggested that it has a rightful claim to the port, a clear violation of Eritrean sovereignty and international law. Ethiopia's rhetoric is driven by several internal and external factors. Internal political struggles. Abiy's administration faces domestic turmoil, including ethnic conflicts and economic instability, making external aggression a convenient distraction. Economic challenges. Ethiopia's landlocked status and economic struggles make control of a Red Sea port an attractive prospect. Influence of foreign powers. Certain global and regional players may have interests in Ethiopia gaining access to Eritrean ports, further complicating the situation. However, Ethiopia lacks the military and economic strength to sustain a war against Eritrea. Any attempt to seize Eritrean territory would be met with swift and decisive resistance, with potential consequences far beyond the Horn of Africa. Eritrea's diplomatic response and commitment to peace. Despite Ethiopia's provocations, Eritrea has remained committed to peace. The Eritrean government has taken proactive diplomatic steps, including briefing international bodies. Eritrea's Foreign Minister Osman Saleh has addressed resident ambassadors, the diplomatic corps, and UN officials in Asmara, exposing the misinformation and aggressive posturing from Ethiopia. Engagement with the African Union, AU. Eritrea has called on the AU to uphold international law and prevent Ethiopia's reckless policies from destabilizing the region. Defensive military preparedness. While committed to peace, Eritrea maintains a strong defense posture to deter any potential aggression. The global implications of Ethiopia's aggression. Ethiopia's militaristic ambitions could have far-reaching consequences. Regional instability. A conflict between Eritrea and Ethiopia would have devastating effects on neighboring countries, including Sudan, Djibouti, and Somalia. Economic consequences. War would disrupt trade and investment in the Horn of Africa, impacting economic growth and development. Humanitarian crisis. Renewed conflict would likely result in mass displacement and human rights violations, exacerbating the already dire humanitarian situation in the region. The role of the United Nations and the African Union. The UN and AU must take a firm stance in preventing conflict by condemning Ethiopia's provocative rhetoric and ensuring respect for Eritrea's sovereignty, facilitating diplomatic negotiations to de-escalate tensions, applying economic and political pressure on Ethiopia to deter any aggressive actions. Conclusion. The world must take note. Eritrea stands as a beacon of peace in the Horn of Africa, refusing to be drawn into Ethiopia's reckless provocations. While Ethiopia beats the war drums, Eritrea prioritizes diplomacy, stability, and regional cooperation. The world must not ignore Ethiopia's aggressive rhetoric and the potential dangers it poses. The international community must stand in solidarity with Eritrea's right to sovereignty and territorial integrity, ensuring that peace prevails in the region. The international community must stand in solidarity with Eritrea's right to sovereignty and territorial integrity, ensuring that peace prevails in the region. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button. Drop a comment below. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Share this with friends who might find it interesting. Turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update.